Hey guys, got a plumbing job this morning. Customer has called and complained that they believe they have a crack in their shower pan. It says that when they take shower, obviously water is leaking, and they're saying that it's coming from underneath the shower pan onto the floor. Now, as you know, in these campers, they build the shower pans up off the floor, but he says the water's coming out from underneath the wood panel that's underneath the shower pan. And so anyway, it's not an old camper. I mean, it looked pretty new. Let's go over here and look on the data tag and see when it was built. But anyway, so we come over here to get a measurement for a cracked pan. And okay, so it was built August of 22, so it's not an old camper. I come over here to get measurements for a cracked shower pan, and so of course, you know, when I got the story straight from the customer, looked at the shower pan, there's no crack in the shower pan. But he says when he takes, you know, a nice long hot shower, there'll be water on the floor, and you can see it's tracking from underneath that wood panel. So I got in there and looked at it, and don't think that it's a case of a cracked panel. I just think it's a case of bad installation. Come inside. I already got started. Sorry, meant to bring you along with me. Forgot, got distracted. But anyhow, I already got started. I'll show you what I found. I'll show you what I'm doing to remedy it, and then you can ride the rest of the way. Okay, so here is our mid bath here. And like I said, I mean, it's a new camper, you know, but very nice shower, surround, toilet's in the way. So, you know, if we were to remove the shower pan to replace it, toilet's going to have to come out. The shower, I don't know what you call it, a blind. Yeah, my camper's got that too. All the surround, you know, the plumbing. It'd be a little bit of an afternoon's work, but we could get it knocked out, right? Well, I'm sitting there looking at the shower pan, and I'm like, I'm not seeing any cracks. And by the customer's admission, there was no crack. So, but I'm looking at this drain here in this pan, and I don't know, I hope it'll come across on camera. But I'm going to draw you guys in close, and you tell me what you see. Little angle to it, but that drain is not sitting completely horizontally flush with the pan. There's a gap right here. Now they do put like a little, there's usually like a rubber compression seal under here, or I've seen them use just a little bit of butyl around there too, but that drain's not sitting what I would consider to be flat and flush, and I don't allow leaking, especially if you're taking a long shower. That gives water a lot of time to find its way through. Well, as all these manufacturers like to do, they give you a little plastic cover there underneath your shower, and that's so that you can you know, get at the P-trap to winterize or whatever. But all they give you is just this little hole about big enough for your fist to go through. Customer said, hey man, if you need to cut a bigger access, have at it, I understand. So right here, that's the hole that Keystone left us to deal with, and it's not even lined up with the P-trap. Not that it's a P-trap, it's one of those waterless traps, the horizontal trap, but he gave me permission. I went ahead and cut it out. And because of where that drain is lined up in regards to the panel, I went ahead and cut another section out so that I could have good two-fisted access to the draining under here. Now, like I said, it doesn't have a P-trap per se, but this is what they put in a lot of these campers these days. So it sits horizontal under the shower. You don't have to dig a pit out in the floor for a traditional P-trap. So they put these under there, and if you look inside, it's like it's got a duck bill in there. And what that duck bill does is it keeps the nasty odors from coming back up into the shower drain. There's the other side of it. So as this fills up with water, it'll push its way past through that duct bill. So anyhow, when I got in there and looked at it, I could tell that particle board platform that the shower pan sits on is not notched out right where that drain is. And that drain, the bottom of it is stressed against that wood. So what I was doing down here, when I remembered that I forgot you guys, is I got my oscillator under here and I'm trying to notch out that particle board where the drain, the screw ring for the drain goes on, so that it's not being pushed sideways. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so there's the bottom of the drain. There's the bottom of the drain. And this black ring is what you screw through the threads of the drain to tighten it up to the floor, to the shower pan. So it'll be tight, watertight, not leak. Well, you can see this black ring it's pressed right up against this platform. They didn't notch that platform out. Well, I mean, they started cutting it there, made a big horseshoe, but they didn't get that platform lined up right underneath that shower. So what I've been under here doing is trying to notch this out with my oscillator so that it's not stressed. And my problem is the toilet. The toilet's in the way of my big bulky oscillator. So now, what I thought of when I went to go get you guys is this platform is just sitting under here. It's not nailed to the floor, stapled to the floor. It's obviously not fastened to the shower pan. So why don't I go ahead and see if I can kind of lift up the shower pan, get some of the weight of the shower pan up with one hand, and with my other hand see if I can't scoot this platform over a little bit so that it's not stressing our drain anymore. I think that's going to work. I think that's going to be money for us. So let me see. I'm having to have you guys down low to the floor, and I don't have a way of holding the camera. And we're going to try it anyway. I'm going to set you guys up. Alright. That looks like that's working. Let's see if we can scoot this platform over so that the drain is sitting in that notch that they cut out at Keystone. Okay. Something has got a hold of it, and I can't tell what it is. Oh. You look right here on the wall. The water line for the toilet runs through the wall. And you look on the inside of the wall, the water line runs right in front of the leg of that platform there. So, that toilet water line is keeping my platform from moving. Okay. Because when I grabbed it with two hands and pulled on it, I heard noise coming from that water line. Oh, mercy. These guys at the factory, they just sling these campers together. And they got that ring on tight. There's a drum, so I'm probably going to have to go get some channel locks or something to see if I can't get that broke loose. I want to get that drain so that it's seated squarely in the pan. But man, I really wish I could get this wood notched out right here so that it's not pushing against that. Well, anyhow, we'll come back to this. Well, it may have been a well done to a lot of you out there, but I'm not a carpenter. And even though I've got some carpenter tools, I'm not super familiar with all of their capabilities. I just remembered on this oscillator, you can turn the blade 90 degrees. And I was like, oh, if I turn that 90 degrees, then my big clunky oscillator won't be banging against the toilet. I can get it farther into the hole. So that's what I did. Turned it 90 degrees, was able to get it into the hole, and I got my cut well down the board, beyond the drain, and careful not to cut that plastic pan, because that would be going from the pot to the fire. Then it would be a cracked pan, and I'd be buying it. But anyhow, I've got that wood cut beyond the drain now. I'm not able to make the cut across to it, so what I'm going to do is go grab some needle nose pliers and just bust that wood out of there that's pressing the drain. And then I'm going to get that black ring broke loose, reseat the drain, tighten it back up, put it all back together, and then we're going to run a nice long hot shower and find out if we've got a leak. It's just spinning the whole drain. But I got it to spin the whole drain. I was trying to take that black ring loose, and I don't know if you could see what happening, but as I was trying to break it loose, it was just spinning the whole drain assembly. Well, in doing that, it got it seated flat and flush in the pan. So no more gap here. This looks very, very nice. I like this a lot. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put it back together, and we're going to test run this and see if we got leaks. the manufacturer had this waterless trap installed. I don't know why I keep calling it waterless trap. It's full of water when it's running. There's a swivel right here. Well, the hump to this P-trap, if you will, was up. It was on the top side up like this. So as soon as I get this tightened up, that's the way we're gonna sit it. Alright. And then back here, and they had this elbow swivel. So obviously this swivels onto the bottom of the drain. This screws into the horizontal P-trap. And looky here. For some reason, my things aren't lining up. Somebody hold this flashlight. And there's the phone. Yeah, this is gonna be alright. Obviously, it's not gonna line up until things are threaded into place, right? But still, I'm not happy with that alignment at all. And that may have been a big contributor as to why it was stressing that drain. What can we do about this? All right. Well, this is interesting. This is interesting. I don't think that I was wrong about the board, because this black ring was sitting right on top of the board, and it was as if it was pushing it over. So we know the board platform is cleared, our connection, but this right here is not bueno, and I'm not sure how we're going to handle that at the moment. Well, here's what I decided to do. Decided to go ahead and cut that out. So you can see where I cut it right there with the oscillator. Now I will get in there with a file and clean all the burrs off the inside and the outside of this cut. And then I'm going to go and cut the rest of this coupler off of this piece here. I gotta have this piece because that's my swivel for the horizontal trap. So I'm gonna cut this off, and when that's cleaned up, that's cut and cleaned up, then we're gonna go with what I call a rubber boot. So that makes this adjustable horizontally. Most of the adjustment's going to be on that end of it though. But we'll spray a little bit of dry silicone inside of the rubber boot here so that we can make our adjustments and tighten it down with these clamps here, and we should have a leak-free shower at that point. Okay, took a little bit of doing, which I kind of figured it would, but we cut out that coupler on the black ABS piping, and we put in that rubber boot connector, and everything is it seems to be happy. Our drain is not cockeyed anymore. It is sitting in the shower pan flat and flush. Our elbow is not stressed against the wood, nor is it being pushed this way by a drain pipe that's too long. So we cut out that connector, cleaned up our ends, deburred them outside, inside, and so now I was able to put the rubber boot onto the swivel connector and then put the boot down the drain tube where it needs to be so that none of that is stressed. So I'm going to clean up a little bit in here. Got some sawdust and some construction garbage laying around. I'm going to clean up a little bit in here, and then we're going to turn on some water, run the shower for a while, and see if we find any leaks anywhere. Have you guys subscribed to my channel yet? I'd really appreciate it if you would go up to the little icon there, give us a subscribe, leave us a comment. We love the comments. We respond to the comments. And run in the shower here for good solid 6-7 minutes, and there is no water underneath the shower. Let's do an inspection right now. Please don't be water. Please don't be water. Oh, no water. All right. Now he did say it would leak when it was a long shower. So far, so good. I don't see any drips and any runs. So, I think what I'm going to do is finish cleaning it up a little bit and go get Mr. Customer, show it to him, and then I'm going to finish packing up and get out of here and go down the road, as Hillbilly says, and go do another one. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.